best part was when Ted Cruz stood up and said, "This is why nobody trusts the mainstream media." And everybody in there, they only let 1,000 people in there, started cheering. They sounded like 10,000 people. And that's true. People understand what the mainstream media is doing at this point.
Exactly. And this is what I was talking with Alex about just a while back, which is that there are more people out there, I think, who are aware and are tired of the old mainstream media, the old tired mainstream ways of doing things. And I personally think we may even be close to the tipping point, but nobody knows it because the mainstream media won't address anything that they think about.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, guys, let's roll that clip, and then let's talk about some of these ridiculous questions that were asked, questions of no substance, and that's essentially what it was.
Their favorite thing is something along the lines of, have you stopped beating your wife?
Yeah, right, exactly. When did you stop taking hard drugs?
Yeah.
Go ahead, guys, let's roll it. Pieces he's made to add at the end of all these, especially with the presidential election. Well, it's over a year away still, but we're knee deep in the muck at this point.
God help us.
Exactly. We have to endure this.
If they're going at it like this now, just imagine what it's going to be like next year.
Well, I think this is one of the only things keeping the economy going is just all the bile they're shoveling at us through the TV, through the airwaves, or through the print media. These debates are getting people. At least people are watching them, but I hope they're seeing are distilling what is really being told, which is nothing. That was a whole 2.5 hours of no substance.
Absolutely. Well, that seems to be the trend of the day. In fact, it seems like our whole economy is being held up by hot air.
Yeah, exactly. Now, here's another thing. So they're attacking the adults with these fake presidential debates and this whole fake, presidential reality show. Paul Watson put this out yesterday, and then he has an update today. Nickelodeon pushing interracial cuckold fetish onto children. And I couldn't believe this as I was reading this. Anthony showed me this, but there's a guy named Jonathan Butler who was a softcore porn director, and now he's one of the creators behind this series called Bella and the Bulldogs. And guys, if you could go down to the Nickelodeon's cuckold fetish sitcom for kids, this was somebody put this together, and this is in the article. It's So it shows Bella and the Bulldogs and what it is. It's a top-rated show. It's about a girl quarterback on a high school team. It's filled with themes and symbols drawn directly from the cuckold subculture, which is this. It's where, I guess, a cuckold is when you have your kind of weenie white husband wants to have his wife have sex with black men. I guess that's what the basic definition behind the cuckold is. So here you have this female quarterback of the high school football team, and there's the black guy who's like big and strong, and then the weenie white guy who really likes the girl, but he's always getting beat up. You can see him there. I guess he's having a football injury. Newt, a weak emasculated white boy. Newt has a crush on Bella, but Bella secretly admires Troy, and the fans are encouraged to root for their eventual pairing. Newt is regularly humiliated throughout the series while Troy reveals his dominance and collects girls' phone numbers. And then if you scroll down, it shows the symbolism between the keys. There's like keys, blindfolds, and bulls are the big things in this cuckold fantasy. So here they're illustrating some of those. And I guess there's one scene where Bella has two keys. One's a little bitty white key and one's a big black key. I mean, it's very overt what they're pushing on the young kids. And this group is asking hashtag cancel Bella. They want Nickelodeon to cancel this. And, that's not the only thing you see in these movies. There's an update to this too. This guy Butler's is there's a tweet, and it shows him standing in front. He changed the Nick logo. He's standing in front of this Photoshop. I don't know if he Photoshopped this or just moved the letters around. And now it says Kink instead of Nick. I mean, this guy's just throwing it out there, and he's one of the creators for the shows. And look out for new shows like SpongeBob, Latex Pants, Subboy, and Dom Dom. This is just. We don't need to be sexualizing our kids, because then when they get in the universities, here's the university tells students making kissing sounds is sexual harassment.
Right.
Yet they're pushing this.
I'm seeing the other headline over here that says a feminist wants to censor the word "to."
Exactly. T-O-O.
Because it's sexist. And I've been sitting here for about an hour now looking at that, trying to figure out how is "to" Sexist.
I can't figure that out.
I haven't got
Watson talked about it a couple days ago. But what is going on? What are they? And there's overt symbolism in this.
Oh, absolutely.
Bella and the Bulldogs that's going out
and don't
there.
think this is all just stuff happened. So
yeah, it wasn't an accident.
No. This is not accidental. This is all part of the thing. It's like, let me see if I can explain it this way. Not long back, I met a white guy who was a musician. He was good, and but I'd never heard of him, and he basically was lamenting the fact that he had gone to the big music industry people, trying to bring his music to them, and basically he was told, if you're not singing country western music, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, country and
apparently
western.
A white guy can only play country western music.
Right.
Okay. If he tries to do rap or metal or anything else, then see, he can't get there.
That reminds me of the Blues Brothers.
It is very, very controlled, okay? And so they allow the softcore director to come in
and do a kids show.
Yeah. Right, okay? Yeah. Because they know that however lightly or however heavily that they are going to just push these perversions out there and these deviant behaviors and everything else, which I'm not opposed to society evolving. We're all going to evolve. We're a whole lot better off than we were back during the Middle Ages, But number one, kids should be left alone. They should be able to be kids as long as they're able to.
And this goes back to the classroom where they're teaching all the different type of sexualities, all the different sex things you could do together. And it's that sexual education that gets the kids thinking about it. Boy, they're sitting there in class going, wow.
But they can't give them condoms or
exactly. And then they get a sexual.
So here's where it is. Here's how it works. But
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Or if you do it, we're going to come after you or call you sexist or call you a rapist if you have sex with somebody.
Right.
And the girl feels bad about it the next day, then you're a rapist.
Yep.
But here's where there's a show called Lab Rats on Disney XD, which talks about these bionic superhumans. And it's these kids who've had bionic implants, which is training kids and now they're superheroes.
It's
training kids to get implants.
Yeah, exactly.
And people don't see it.
Sure.
So we're going to be back with more. Jim Maars coming up next segment. This is the Infowars.com Alex Jones Show, 4th hour of Overdrive. I'm Rob Dew hosting. Sitting next to me is Jim Maars.
We've come a long way since Superman.
Final segment with Jim Maars, JimMaars.com. What's on your website today, Jim?
I slept and got up, and I haven't really looked today. No, what you can get on my website is articles and pieces that you're not going to find on the mainstream media, and then some publicity about books that I have out, and then archives. You can go back. You can go all the way back, I think, to September the 11th, 2001.
That's when the internet first came online. Right?
When I
so Al Gore invented it.
And I first posted a message that said the attacks are terrible, but let's don't go off half-cocked. Let's stay calm, cool, and collected, and let's find out what really happened. And
we've invaded two countries that didn't have anything to do with 9/11.
Exactly. And so I'm still waiting to find out exactly what happened.
Exactly. Hey, if you're going out there getting dressed up this weekend, don't dress up in this costume. Very offensive. School bans Hispanic students racist mariachi Halloween costume. School tells Hispanic student his costume is offensive to Hispanics.
Where do these idiots come from? I don't know.
Come on, Josh.
Hey, I've got a beautiful black ornate sombrero and a serape that I brought back from Mexico, and I wore that one time to kind of a costume party, and I did it because I thought I looked cool. I thought it looked really good.
You're holding a margarita.
I didn't think there was anything racist to it.
I own a guitarone. I own a guitarone, so I'm automatically racist. I love breakfast tacos. That makes me racist. We go to the same Mexican restaurant in our neighborhood probably 5 times a month. I guess that makes it. But don't use the word "to." Exactly. You were asking about that earlier. What in the heck is "to" so sexist about? Well, these are the words of Cameron Schaefer, a devout feminist. In my experience, I rarely hear "to" thrown around about men. This is what I'm imagining she sounds like. You hear someone say he's short, but you seldom hear too short. I hear women and men alike describe each day how a woman is too something. But what does that really mean when you call a woman too? I don't think they're saying they're calling the woman too. I think they're saying she's too short or too bossy. Or, I don't even know if I even have, who knows. But now it's all about the attack on the language. You can't use the word TOO because it's sexist. You can't be, he's a hard worker too. I've said 2 things, racist and sexist right there. Ow. My God, Jim, where is it all going to go?
They're going to keep going, and pretty soon you're going to have to get out of bed and tape your mouth and just not say anything all day long, or you might accidentally offend somebody.
We're going to communicate in binary code until that becomes too
Whatever happened to the old line that I learned as a kid, which is sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Well, they don't want to teach kids that. They want kids to
that's right.
to be worried about words and bowing down to the authority figures, and that's how it all goes.
You can't stand up and be an individual.
Here's a story I like. After promising no boots on the ground in Syria, Obama deploys boots on the ground. So now he's going to send in troops, or of course it's just special forces at first. And I imagine they're going to be coordinating arms drops.
On the ground.
Right. I imagine they're going to be coordinating arms deals with the moderate rebels.
Well,
who are really Al-Qaeda and ISIS.
Having looked very carefully at Obama ever since his election, even before his election, 2008, I can hardly think of anything that he ever said that turned out to be true.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very hard to find.
He's gone back on everything he's ever said, so it's no big surprise.
I totally agree. And it's a whole administration full of criminals. They are jumping ship as quick as they can. You know, but,
let me interject here,
go
Bob.
ahead.
This is the whole thing, folks. When you go and try to talk to your friends and our neighbors and our relatives, okay, and they're going, oh, well, I don't want to talk politics, you know, then tell them this. Tell them, I don't want to talk politics either. Politics is when everybody wants to have a new highway, and then we argue about how we're going to pay for it. I want to talk about criminality. I want to talk about criminal acts that are resulting in people getting killed and dying. You know, can we talk about that?
I used to love when they would talk about people lying up on Congress about stuff, and they say, oh, he's just playing politics. No, he's lying. It's not politics. It's not politics. You know, what happened in Benghazi, that's not politics. That is allowing 4 people to be murdered so you could transfer arms to Turkey, which would then give them to ISIS.
Right.
That's what that's about.
And you had to make sure those people died so they wouldn't tell the public about that.
Dead men tell no tales. Exactly. You know, that's just an extension of the Clinton body count.
Which has gone beyond my capacity to count it at this point. It's the same thing with the SEAL team members that supposedly got Osama bin Laden, although people all the way up to Madeleine Albright, former Secretary of State, said that he died in 2001.
Benazir Bhutto said that?
So yeah.
The CIA reported in 2001 he was in a hospital.
I know. And then we're told this whole story about this great SEAL team raid and everything, and these guys probably actually didn't know anyway. They're just following orders. But then all of a sudden we'll never know because most of them get killed in a helicopter crash.
It will never know. And then the guy that they supposedly killed is holding the remote control in the wrong hand. I'm not sure if he was left-handed or right-handed, but he's got the remote in the wrong hand that they're saying that's the guy they killed. Anyway, thanks, Jim, for joining us. JimMaars.com. Leanne McAdoo's coming in next. It's the 4th hour of Overdrive. I'm your host, Rob Dew. Thanks for watching.